everybody. First Church, my name is Mark Rupert. I'm the pastor, and we're just glad to be here tonight and look forward to hearing the presentation and where we go as a community. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
And I'm Ken Stapleton. I'm the Executive Director of the University Park Alliance. I also want to welcome you tonight. We've got a great team of people here from the city and from the Center for Nonprofit Excellence. I think before we get into the program, since we're a relatively small group, I think it'd be good if we just went around the room and had everybody just introduce themselves. If you have an affiliation with an organization or an institution or a business or something, say so. If you're a resident, then thank you for being here and just tell us you're a resident. So, Mark, would you like to go first?
I'm Mark Moore from the City of Akron Department of Planning and Urban Development. Part of the team that's looking at all this and looking at these projects and trying to make sure we do something that can make us all proud here in the University Park area.
Elizabeth Prescott from Trinity Lutheran Church, Holy Trinity. Ethel Chambers.
Jonathan Greer, One Family Under Guard, Outreach Ministries. It's right there on Allen Street, so we're right in that area.
Dwayne Angel, I'm Minister of Pastoral Care at First Congregational Church.
I'm Gladys Gibson, a resident on Kern Avenue for 43 years.
Beth Hausman, University Park Alliance.
Scott Taylor with the Akron Area YMCA.
Yolanda Parker with Links Community and Family Services.
Barb Pennington from Hobson Street.
Barbara Rowe from Summit Federal Credit Union.
Larry Parker with the Akron Cooperative.
Charlie Ryder with the City of Akron Planning Department. I work with Mark to kind of put some of the designs together for these things preliminarily.
Jeremy Rowan, I work with the City of Akron in Economic Development.
I'm Jeff Wenger, I'm from the Center for Nonprofit Excellence.
Wonderful. We get everybody? Ethel?
Can they speak up? Because with that fan going, we over here cannot hear them.
Okay. Do we want the fan off?
No.
No? Okay. So everybody just try to speak up. And that way we can make sure we're hearing each other's ideas. So, some of you may or may not know what the University Park Alliance is, so just let me give you a thumbnail elevator speech. We are a partnership that includes the university, the city, Summa Hospital, Akron General Hospital, Children's Hospital, the Akron Beacon Journal, the Greater Akron Chamber, the University Park Development Corporation, and I'm going to miss somebody. Who did I miss? Akron Public Schools. I think that's everybody. We work in this neighborhood, University Park neighborhood, to help revitalize it, improve the quality of life, and the livability of the neighborhood. We do that in a number of ways. We both attract private investment into the neighborhood as well as civic investment. And we work very hard to engage the neighborhood, and particularly since we work out of the university, we work to get our students and our faculty and our staff involved in the neighborhood and to make the university in particular a better partner to this neighborhood. Tonight, we're here with our city partners as co-investors in the neighborhood. And what we're trying to figure out is how we invest no less than $350,000 in parks and recreational facilities and perhaps some initial programming throughout this neighborhood. And we're really here not to tell you what it is we're going to do. We're here to ask you what it is you think we need to do. So we're here to listen mostly. We want to understand your ideas and your dreams for the parks and the opportunities to use recreational activities to build community in this neighborhood. We are, in terms of process and what all we'll go through tonight, we've got Jeff Vengro here from the Center for Nonprofit Excellence, who after a very brief presentation from the city on a couple different things will lead us through a series of questions as groups. And at the end of the day, we'll actually be voting to prioritize what we think is most important to invest in going forward. This is the third of this kind of meeting that we've held. The first one was at Concordia Lutheran, the second one was at Mason Community Learning Center. And after this meeting in September, what's the date, Beth? The 24th, I want to say? On September 24th, we'll be back at Mason. And at that point, we'll actually present back to the community, here's what we heard you say, here's what our analysis kind of tells us, and here's what we think we ought to do. And at that point, we'll still be asking for feedback, but we'll have a more concrete plan to actually present to folks and get a response from them. So with that, I'd like to ask Mark to come up and kind of talk about the city's perspective and the way they're looking at this project and this process. And after him, Jeff will lead us through the rest of the program.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, on behalf of the City of Akron, thanks for coming again. This is, as Ken said, our third meeting, and I do see some new faces, but it's hard to see the same faces because then I go in tomorrow and Charlie goes, "Oh, you did a lot better the last time." No, you were terrible last night. What was wrong? No, but it's great to get different insights. And I am going to do a presentation here that there's a few slides that I don't usually do, but I do my best to do them. But I would just add, obviously the city's interest in continuing to see this area develop is very high. We've spent a lot of money, you've spent a lot of money in this area with our new community learning center in Mason and at Leggett. So this chart, and I'm not going to beat it to the ground because I really don't know it as well as Jim Ashley. But what this basically does is look at our what we call level of service. How is the park system throughout the city? And specifically, we looked at the University Park area in the park level of service. And there's a lot of numbers up there, and it deals with different types of parks: community parks, neighborhood parks, mini parks, open space. And I'll be honest with you, there's no point in getting into the details, but we see great need at Leggett. We think we can do some neat things at Leggett and Boss and at Perkins. At Grace Park, at Jewett Park has come up in numerous discussions. And last but not least, over at Mason. So there's a need to make the investment that we're going to make here in University Park. And the whole point of this is to come together and say, what makes sense for this neighborhood? So, that being said, I can't answer any detailed questions if you have them later about this. And once again, this is kind of a real analytical approach to the fact that we know we need to continue to do things here in the park area. This is a map of some of the bike routes, folks. We're real proud of some of the bike system that's gone on in and continues to go in. Getting to the part that I understand a little bit better. The University Parks Plan and Parks and Recreation Plan. As Ken said, what we tried to do as a staff, and Charlie did 90% of it, and I gave my input a little bit, as did Ken and Jeremy and some other folks, is we wanted to put a few things on paper because we didn't want to just show up and say, "Oh, what would you like to see?" So we tried to show some ideas for you. But it doesn't mean anything you're going to see is written in stone. It's just where we started. We've learned a tremendous amount from the last two meetings, and we realized some of the things that maybe we thought about didn't make any sense. We think there's a few things we thought about that do make sense. And we're thinking tonight maybe some more things come out. So this is our first part. And I call it probably, sometimes I'll call it Leggett, sometimes I'll call it Boss Park. But the gist of this is we're under construction on the new Leggett Community Learning Center. I hope folks have maybe seen that. If you haven't, go by it. It's really starting to take shape down off Sumner Street and Allen Street. As part of the new Community Learning Center, there's going to be a playground, of course, basketball. One thing we don't show on here that I think is going to be a really awesome amenity is there's an outdoor entertainment venue. There's going to be a place to do a little concert, and there's tiered stairs, there's some benches up there. So that's really, it doesn't show up here, but that's really going to be a great amenity. And some